Good evening, everybody, and welcome back here to the EIF Network. As always, your host, EIF owner Carney. We thank you for tuning in on this late October evening. Well, it's not really too late out at night, but it's late into the month of October, and we are late on the road to Fight the Fate, the first EIF pay-per-view on WWE 2K17. Got a lot coming up for you this Saturday evening, October the 29th. Don't forget to tune in. We are going to have so much going on. It's from 9 to midnight. You're going to be able to catch a ton of matches, 4 championships being defended, and tonight we're going to be talking about a match that isn't as prominent to the championships but has still a lot riding on the table and a lot of importance. Is 2 of the top names in EIF today, perhaps one of which of all time, go head to head Saturday night. It's going to be Pepsi Killer versus Ratluck, a once teacher of Pepsi Killer. They have met in the ring previous times, but this will be the first time in 2K17 that their paths will cross. These are guys looking to be on the main event scene. They are on the up and up, so to speak, and Pepsi Killer, who has been an EIF superstar for 2 years, is looking to prove that he has the capabilities of not only being a main event superstar, but doing what he has yet to do in his career, and that is being a main event champion. And tonight, Pepsi Killer and Ratluck were given the opportunity. It's not something we see very common in EIF. A pick your poison match, where both superstars selected the other's one-on-one opponent here tonight for Superstardom, and this is Superstardom episode number 312, if you are counting. And we're going to start out with Ratluck's opponent, chose by Pepsi Killer. It's a huge matchup, as Pepsi Killer chose a good friend of Ratluck's. He also chose the undisputed world champion over on the Extreme Distortion brand, which we'll have a show for later on this week, Hybrid Maniac. It's a WrestleMania 7 rematch. These two have been in the ring at Collision Course this past summer as well with each other, so you're getting a pay-per-view quality match the week of a pay-per-view, and it is coming up next. We're going to have, watching this match, the undisputed Superstardom champion NBC Master, who has been selected from Ratluck to be the hand-picked opponent to face Pepsi Killer, which will follow this match as our official main event of the evening. And the match is up, so we asked the superstars that were selected here, including Hybrid, Ratluck, and the viewer, the undisputed Superstardom champion NBC, to join. And you know, viewers are important in EIF, and we recognize that, not just our superstars, but our viewers that are fans of the league. This year, EIF intends to make the interaction here on Twitch more relevant than ever before on our tenure here on the EIF network. And it's actually going to begin this Saturday, because this Saturday we will be doing an 80-20, potentially 75-25 raffle drawing. We're going to explain the details here, but we first want to start by saying that this raffle is not sponsored or endorsed by Twitch. This is a separate branch, but of course Twitch, a big reason why we have the EIF network. But we're going to be doing a raffle, and anybody can be a part of it, whether you're an EIF superstar or a fan. Whatever you want to do, you have an opportunity to win some money here on Twitch this Saturday. But leading up to this Saturday, we are allowing you to buy raffle tickets. They must start in multiples of 5. If you pay $5, you will get 5 raffle tickets. But if you do anything above that in multiples of 5, so 10, 15, 20, whatever, you will get double the tickets. So yes, you can get 5 tickets for $5, but if you go up another $5 and you pay $10, you're going to be able to get 20 raffle tickets. If you pay $20, you're going to get 40 raffle tickets, and that is only going to increase your odds of winning the jackpot. We will take the grand total and give 75 to 80% of that total jackpot to you, the superstar. The rest will be donated to EIF funds, but you, the superstar, you, the fan, whatever it may be, as we get set here, we'll have NBC get counted out first, but this is an opportunity to win real live money, and we are also willing to transmit those monetary funds in a way that is convenient to you, whether it be PayPal or another form that you can collect that payment. Tickets are on sale now, and they will be continuing to be sold throughout the week. We will draw right before the final match of the night at Fight the Fate this Saturday. So right before the main event between NBC and DZ, and it will be right after the Hybrid Maniac and Deathlock. Of course, that's a co-main event, but following the Hybrid Maniac and Deathlock Undisputed World title match, we will have the raffle drawing and then the Superstar title match immediately following. So again, really good opportunity for you guys, but here tonight we have an opportunity to see some awesome action. Take a look at this. Chris Jericho, AJ Styles. We've seen it in WWE. Now we see it in EIF.
They know when he's on the scene, anything can and will be said.
It was a huge match in WWE, and this is two huge EIF superstars. And of course, this game does sometimes have these issues, so Kalisto might be escorting himself out in just a couple of seconds. There we go. Ding, ding, ding. And so we are underway. Ratluck representing AJ Styles, the Phenomenal One. Hybrid Maniac representing Chris Jericho. These two men have both represented Y2J in the past, but Ratluck, the first ever EIF superstar to represent the Phenomenal One in Superstardom as he gets caught with a heel kick from Hybrid Maniac. We mentioned the world champion in action Saturday night against Deathlock. Deathlock, the most recent superstar that has defeated Hybrid Maniac. In fact, Deathlock is the only superstar in 2016 to have beat Hybrid in a one-on-one for an ED championship. He defeated Hybrid Maniac back at Victory Votes in July of this year in a steel cage match. And we're also going to see the return of the steel cage for the first time since that event at Victory Votes, as it's going to be NBC Master and DZ locked inside the steel structure in a new stipulation referred to as a No Mercy match. It's going to be an awesome opportunity to get to see some painful maneuvers and some painful matchups, but we got that. We got Falls Count Anywhere. We have Extreme Rules. We have all that you could possibly want for a WWE 2K17 pay-per-view for EIF, and it's all coming your way Saturday, October the 29th. Ratluck concerned about his match here, but he's got a big one with Pepsi Killer, who is watching here on stream, as Pepsi is going to look to beat the Master, so to speak. The student surpassing the Master as he gets taken down with an axe handle from Hybrid Maniac, who is conveniently and easily in control in this match thus far. Once again, Hybrid to the middle rope, trying to get the fans on their feet as Ratluck gets to his feet. Another axe handle. Ratluck just unresponsive at this point into the match, and look at that. There's Hybrid Maniac. A little bit of bravado from the world champion. Oh, and he gets punched back into that corner, though. Ratluck with an opportunity to take advantage, and Hybrid sucking the life right out of Rat, but he's going to use a reversal, gaining offense and keeping it there is Hybrid. And now German suplex connects. Hybrid with a finisher in hand, but Ratluck just now trying to put some damage on Hybrid. Forearm to the face, but not of the phenomenal kind. Make it two. And a little bit of a combo now. Ratluck trying to distance himself, but at the same time get within reach of winning this matchup. And Hybrid's going to hightail it out of there with a rollout. Oh, wait a minute, an official trying to back Ratluck up. He allows the world champion to get in. Hybrid Maniac, much like NBC, will walk in this Saturday with their championships. At that point, they'll have been world champions of their respective brands for 2.5 months. So in EIF, if you guys have never watched Extreme International Fighting before, let me tell you, that's a pretty decent reign in this league, especially in the main events. It is hard to hold championships in EIF. There is a ton of parity in this league, and not in the funny manner. Very difficult. It's not as much winning the championships, and some people will argue that. We talked about Pepsi Killer, Ratluck's opponent, come Saturday. October is of this year. Well, 2 years ago, October 2014, that was when Pepsi Killer made his EIF debut. Since then, he's been an established mid-carder, but has yet to win the EIF Undisputed Championship on either brand. Now, he's had a couple of opportunities, but that just goes to show you, as Hybrid kind of dragging himself around the canvas there before jabbing at Ratluck upon getting to his feet. Inzaguri connects to Ratluck, and now Rat's the one to roll out. Baseball slide attempted from Hybrid out, just out of reach. And we mentioned, though, Pepsi Killer, like I said, 2 years, Ratluck with his taunt, but Pepsi still not able to win the championship. And then there's guys like Rat and Hybrid who have held the world championships quite a few times, as a big clothesline connects for Ratluck, who is Mr. Money in the Bank right now. Many argue that's a guaranteed world championship in the making. But, you know, it's holding it that makes it tough, but Hybrid and NBC have done it. And they both have one-on-ones this coming Saturday if they win, or rather if the other champion wins, barring a cash-in from Ratluck. The champion will walk in 3 weeks later to True Punishment. Now, if Hybrid or NBC retain and they are able to walk into the True Punishment pay-per-view where their next offense will take place 21 days following, they will have eclipsed the 3-month mark, and very few superstars on either Superstardom or Extreme Distortion have made it to 3+ months as a world champion. It's Hybrid with a suplex. Now Hybrid talking down to Ratluck, who will use his second ring escape. And now Hybrid over the top rope, and he caught him. How the hell Chris Jericho has that on his moveset at this age, I don't know, but it counted.
He's showing no signs of letting up.
Trio of stomps to that right leg of Ratluck, and at the count of 3, Hybrid will re-enter the ring. Official not too happy about it, but he'll continue, and Hybrid once again backed up by the official.
AJ Styles is fired up in this one.
Second taunt. Second taunt for Ratluck, I should say. Third for Hybrid. Both men with a finisher. Ratluck choosing not to stay on the apron and attempt a phenomenal forearm. Instead goes for the clothesline, but gets caught with the Bulldog. And so the world champion once again in control. Hybrid, the world champion of Extreme Distortion. Don't forget, coming your way as Ratluck uses his final ring escape. Extreme Distortion episode number 298 comes your way this Wednesday, October 26th. It is the go-home show before Fight the Fate, excuse me. And also the official 2-year anniversary of Pepsi Killer, who is in our main event coming up next.
He needs to find a way to create some space, or else this thing's over.
Ratluck in big match here tonight has been doing this now a number of times, fighting big undercard non-title matches with some of the best in EIF, and he's going to have another big challenge, not for a championship, this Saturday afternoon as the return of original programming comes here in 2K17 by way of the EIF podcast. The EIF's most successful original programming show returns, and for the first time ever, Ratluck, who in real life is a radio personality, well, he will be in his EIF wrestling personality coming this Saturday. You can catch that podcast, which, by the way, is going to also act as a pre-show to Fight the Fate here. Ratluck and I both, as I will be the host for Rat, we will break down some of the matches that coming up that evening, as well as get an in-depth look at just what and how Ratluck is who he is and how he came to be. That podcast is coming your way this Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern. So again, it's sort of a lunch-in. If you get a chance, grab your lunch and tune in for the podcast. It will be a tell-all, uncensored edition of EIF. You can guarantee that when you listen into an EIF podcast, which returns for the first time since August. Should be a great opportunity, as original programming will be back. And again, this podcast taking on a different role than what it had in previous situations, but it will be myself being the privileged host, with special guest Ratluck making his EIF podcast debut 2 p.m. Eastern. And of course, later on that evening, you can catch him fighting Pepsi Killer. Also, don't forget, we'll be selling raffle tickets throughout the podcast if need be, as well as the pay-per-view, including tonight, and throughout all the days in the week. If you just want to be able to contact me through making those purchases, you can contact any of our representatives for EIF on our Contact Us page over on our website. We'll reveal more of that information later on towards the end of our broadcast. Back and forth in the ring, though, go Hybrid and Ratluck. And, oh, wait a minute. I don't think Hybrid showboating. I think Hybrid, oh, and he was showboating. I was thinking maybe Hybrid was going to go phenomenal forearm and add insult to injury in this matchup. Instead of back suplex connects, and the referee's down. But referee quick to get back up. Hybrid was maybe thinking weaponry, but the official says not so fast. Rolling out of harm's way, we thought was Ratluck, but he got brought right back in. Standing vertical suplex, almost like a brain buster from Hybrid Maniac. These two in just 2 of 7 one-on-ones confirmed for this Saturday. Still working on an 8th match and looking to get you guys some multi-man match. So again, quite the variety, I will say. Big variety happening this Saturday as Hybrid Maniac, phenomenal forearm connects, and he steals the finisher of Ratluck, and he might be looking to steal the match with his feet on the middle rope. Official doesn't see it, too. Ratluck might not be able to get out of it, and he did, though. Somehow, Ratluck able to get out of that hybrid, backflipping to reverse, but keeping offense there was Ratluck. Forearm to the face of hybrid. And a quick suplex connecting. But falling to a knee out of fatigue is Ratluck.
He needs to dig way down deep if he wants to keep going now.
Ratluck with another forearm.
AJ Styles setting him up. Look at this. Styles clash.
And the Styles clash, though. Well, hybrid stole Ratluck's finisher. Ratluck's going to show him how an AJ Styles finisher is done. But it is not the finish to this match as hybrid stays alive.
Nice reversal. Ooh, face first.
A lot of complaints about the pin bar early in this game. Well, both superstars have already successfully kicked out of a number of, or of a finisher apiece. Both men seem to be okay as Hybrid Maniac, though, with the Lion Tamer locked in. Lion Tamer locked in, and the official's going to call it. Ratluck's going to be forced to submit. Well, we mentioned the pinfall. A lot of people have been going for that for reasons such as it being so hard to get out of it, but this time Hybrid going to add submission. So the poison that Pepsi intoxicated Ratluck with was successful. It's time to see if Rat will be able to do the same. Well, sometimes they say you have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Could that be Pepsi Killer's situation? Going one-on-one with the undisputed Superstardom champion, because coming up next it is our main event. It is a man who is used to the main event. That is NBC Master. His opponent, a main eventer, but someone who is not used to closing out the show because he hasn't been in that championship situation. But in non-title action tonight, Pepsi gets that chance as the match has been created. Watching is Mr. Money in the Bank. Oh, I'm sorry, Hybrid watching. My bad. So Hybrid will get to watch. Ratluck picking the poison of his opponent at Fight the Fate, Pepsi Killer. Tonight he'll have Pepsi go one-on-one with NBC Master. We talk about NBC closing out shows. Hybrid, that match is up, by the way. But Pepsi is not Jack Swagger. I'm not sure why he's doing that, but it's going to be a battle of MMA styles here. NBC Master with the Beast, Brock Lesnar, and he will enter in. NBC's been in all sorts of situations. Go back to Collision Course. He was trapped inside an Elimination Chamber. He has won the Undisputed Superstardom Championship now multiple times inside Hell in a Cell. But for the first time in NBC's year-plus career, a fairly short career given all the success he's had, he will enter a steel cage match because he will be a part of the main event of the 7th annual Fight the Fate Saturday evening, just 5 short nights away. He'll be trapped inside with a man who's been in a number of steel cage matches in EIF, that being DZ, including one earlier this year at WrestleMania 9. DZ came up short in that, but for the first time, we will not be seeing it in just your typical 15-minute breakaway limit. It will be a no mercy match. Get ready to see the cage used as a weapon and just get ready to see pure violence. As getting in the ring first will be Hybrid Maniac to get counted, followed by me, and then our main event. By the way, Pepsi Killer and Ratluck's match is Superstardom at Fight the Fate. Hideo and AJ Styles. Two men with 4 reversals apiece, just as NBC and Pepsi here have 4 reversals apiece. We saw NBC Master make work of ASP, who used Triple H last week on his Superstardom 2K17 debut.
Partner is as important as anything else. How can he do his part tonight in this one?
But NBC Master proved last week he believes he is still a beast to be reckoned with here. New game, same NBC, maybe if not better. And we're going to see just how much better he may or may not be. They'll get a test in Pepsi Killer tonight.
It's pretty obvious.
Pepsi looking for a huge win to say that he defeated the Undisputed Superstardom Champion in non-title action. We're going to see if that will come to fruition. Ding, ding, ding! And so here we are, main event of Superstardom 312. NBC Masters starts it off with no Suplex City. We thought it was coming. Pepsi avoids that. And now Pepsi looking to take advantage, used a mid-move reversal. NBC will not. He gets suplexed. And the challenger in this non-title match in control early on with a double foot stomp to the abdomen. Off the rope, here comes Pepsi swinging neckbreaker. NBC on the defense. Arm breaker connecting. And it'll be Brock Lesnar and Stone Cold Steve Austin come Saturday in that steel cage. Two very polarizing figures in the history annals of WWE. And two main event superstars today in EIF. And now going away and unloading on Pepsi Killer. Well, we talked about the MMA style. That's your version of ground and pound of your NBC Master, the 2.5-month reigning Superstardom champion with one taunt and a lot of attitude behind it. Just look at the damage he's doing to Pepsi Killer right now. Pepsi had a good early start, but now we are going to get a German suplex. Pepsi avoided it early, not that time. And now he'll roll out of the ring via a ring escape, first of three. Pepsi asking for clean. NBC remains speechless. To the apron goes Pepsi. Maybe thinking springboard. No, NBC with no clean entry. Big body shot. Now he's unloading on the torso and the head. Suplex. No. Knee to the head. Pepsi almost stopped himself on the top rope. And now here's a little bit of MMA style. A little bit of kick. Ref gets involved there. Pepsi Killer. Take a look at this. Pepsi going to be able to lift up NBC and drop him right on his abdomen again. This time over the top rope. Well, Pepsi wants to fight fire with fire here. He is unloading right back at NBC. Many people consider Hideo a much lesser character than what we saw when NBC faced off against ASP last week on Superstardom. ASP was Triple H rather, but Pepsi showing that Hideo is not one to be taken lightly. And this will be the same thing as he sends a message to Ratluck. However, out of reversals now is Pepsi Killer, but he can continue to unload. He's going to do that. In fact, he might be able to put NBC away here.
You don't know what's coming next.
That is one of the positives to being able to use that mid-move reversal, and I think he's going to go for it. Well, he better hold the pin bars fixed because in record time, a go to sleep connects, and NBC could be out of it just like that. 1, 2, and no. NBC gets the shoulder up.
You can see him struggling to stand after all the damage he's taken.
Pepsi has to be cautious now with how he chooses to pick his spot next. But NBC has got to be careful too because he is in pain. NBC using that reversal, catching Pepsi Killer right back there. And now Pepsi hit with the German. Elbow, Pepsi using a reversal. NBC down to just one. He used his reversal. Right hand, couple of rights from NBC, and elbow to the head. And now out of reversals are both men, but the advantage is in favor of the champion. Pepsi using comeback, but instead he's brought to Suplex City. He looks like he's going to get that first reversal back, though, before NBC can apply a finisher. There it is, 3 Germans. Well, NBC has climbed back into it from the health standpoint. Another taunt from the Superstardom champion. We saw submission, the choice of victory for Hybrid. I have to wonder if it'll be the same for NBC. Brings Pepsi out of the corner, only to bring him right back head first on that top turnbuckle. And now the Kimura. It is the same choice. Pepsi near the rope. Official trying to see if Pepsi can get his arm on the rope. It doesn't look like it's going to be the case. Asking him if he taps. Pepsi holding on for now. Official staying with him though. Is NBC going to break the arm? He's done it numerous times on 16. Wait a minute. Look at that. How many times do you see that in EIF?
He's got to be vigilant about not taking any more damage to the neck. Going for an encore here.
Pepsi Killer, a submission escape artist in this aspect.
Where he is right now.
He is getting absolutely
So to no avail goes the Kimura. Something NBC will have to get used to not winning without, not only in this match, but this Saturday. It will have to be the one who hits the most finishers once they are locked inside the steel cage. NBC from the ground up with that suplex. Again, this your main event will stay with you till it's done, even though our show is currently scheduled to end just about now. We thank you for tuning in unexpectedly here. Understand that Monday Night Raw is coming up. Big episode there with guys like Goldberg being brought up into the conversation. Brock Lesnar will be there, of course. Goldberg and Brock Lesnar will be represented by EIF this Saturday, as we'll see Goldberg make his EIF Superstardom return via Jumper Magnum, who will go up against ASP. It will be Goldberg and Triple H at Fight the Fate. Two guys looking to gain ground in Superstardom recognition. Pepsi hung up on that middle rope. Really? Is it banned on Superstardom? Oh, okay, so is it you're positive it's on the website?
He doesn't want to do this outside.
All right, well, since it was a banned move, then Pepsi will get 3 free moves. There's one.
For the second time now.
2. So for those that need clarification, putting someone on the middle rope and then electing to use a grapple results in a banned move. And there is 3. So NBC can begin to reverse now if he chooses to do so. Reversal advantage in favor of Pepsi Killer. 3-2, make it 3-1. NBC going off the rope. Stops himself on the rope. Pepsi Killer, and no, NBC is just going to get out of harm's way.
What's on his mind? I don't think he has anything on his mind. Well, maybe one thing.
Champion did lose earlier this summer at X1 to Pepsi Killer in one-on-one action. Pretty sure it wasn't X2, was it? It was X1, yeah. So, well, either way, though, not a good place if you're NBC Master, who is out of reversals right now, and Pepsi nearing a finisher. He's going to try and get NBC to his feet, going for the signature, and he does. I think NBC is going to get that finish, that reversal back, though, before they go to sleep can be attempted, and he will. However, nonetheless, a finisher is once again in hand for Pepsi, but both men now with a finisher in hand. They are 0 for 1 in terms of trying to finish off their opponent with them. As Pepsi escaped the submission and NBC kicked out of a pinfall. You're watching the main event of Superstardom 312 here on the EIF Network. Had a couple of matches that happened prior to our broadcast, but we'll have all of our matches on Fight the Fate for this Saturday as Pepsi running into NBC, who uses a reversal. And oh, and look at that, Pepsi ran into NBC. F5 connects immediately into the pinfall. Shoulders down to Pepsi Killer, and NBC with the victory. Poison picked by both Pepsi Killer and Ratlock. Their poisons against one another came successful. NBC Master able to follow through with an F5 for a pinfall. Hybrid Maniac able to force Ratlock's hand in submission. But the question is this: Pepsi and Ratlock go one-on-one. Will we see submission? Will we see a pinfall? It's in all likelihood we see a pinfall. It's going to be Hideo Itami and AJ Styles at Fight the Fate. And not only that, but we have to wonder, how will NBC fare against DZ in the first ever No Mercy steel cage match? Will Deathlock once again be able to defeat Hybrid? And will these 2.5-month main event championship reigns come to a crashing halt Saturday, October the 29th? The only way to find out is to tune in. It's the 7th annual Fight the Fate pay-per-view, the first pay-per-view in WWE 2K17 for Extreme International Fighting. That comes your way this Saturday, October 29th at 9 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you tune in then, as well as earlier in that day, same day, the 29th, 2 p.m., we're going to have the return of the EIF podcast. Myself as the host, first. Special guest Ratluck is going to be in the house with us. It's going to be a really fun time there. We have so much for you Saturday. You do not want to miss it, and that means even if you are not an EIF superstar, because you can participate in the 80-20 or 75-25 EIF raffle for an opportunity to win a ton of money. If you like money, and you all should, then you want to make sure you enter in that raffle. In order to do so, you must be in a buy-in of at least $5. The buy-in options are in multiples of fives. Twitch does not endorse or sponsor this raffle. Of course, though, they are a big part of why we are here on the EIF network, as are you, the viewers, and this is our way of giving back. So we hope that you will be able to participate in the raffle. For more information, you can simply find out about that raffle by checking out leaguelineup.com/EIFlives. If you go over to our left-hand side where our tabs are, click Contact Us, and you can get the gamer tags for the representatives in EIF who can fill you in on information. Don't forget, if you liked what you saw here on Twitch, make sure you follow us so that way you're here for Saturday. You can also follow us on Twitter at EIF Network. We'll have the latest breaking news, information, and more there. And if you missed any of our past broadcasts, if you're not going to be able to be there live for Fight the Fate Saturday, please make sure you subscribe to EIF Archive on YouTube. That is EIFARCHIVE. You can check out our video library filled with literally hundreds of hours of content on the EIF network over the past year and a half since its inception. So once again, everybody, we will be there October 29th. The countdown is down to 5 more days, and it's going to be a very exciting time. We hope to see you there. In the meantime, make sure you do all that great stuff. Thank you for tuning in to the EIF Network here tonight for Superstardom. Have a good night, everyone, and we will see you at Fight the Fate